Because you know I do so well in this movie, A Quiet Place. Hey everyone, welcome to the review. Here's my review for the movie A Quiet Place. Yes, A Quiet Place stars John Krasinski, Emily Blunt, and Millicent Simmonds, and this movie is directed and co-written by John Krasinski himself. Makes his directorial debut as a filmmaker, as a director, and as a horror director. Yes, of all the first-time movies John Krasinski would direct, I never thought he would direct a horror film. I thought it'd be a comedy, rom-com, I don't know, family film. I just didn't expect a movie like this from John Krasinski. Like, my god, kudos, man. Kudos, buddy. Anyways, the story of A Quiet Place is about a family of four, and it's like this post-apocalyptic story, and basically they can't make a sound. There's something that has happened to the world right now. No spoilers, but I'll keep it as vague as the trailers do. Basically, there are these mysterious creatures out there, and they're basically killing off the people. And basically, they respond to sound. So basically, this family lives in their farm, and basically they have to survive. This is a straight survival thriller, and basically they cannot make a sound. They can't make any noise because these creatures respond to any sort of noise. So they basically have to use sign language to communicate with each other. They have to walk with no shoes on and stuff. Even the way they play board games and communicate and stuff, the way they hunt, everything, they have to do it completely silent, because if they make a sound, they may end up dying by these creatures and stuff. And that's the gist of the story. This is a really intense, very quiet, very thought-provoking, psychological horror film. Yeah, I definitely recommend this one. Yes, A Quiet Place is absolutely fantastic. This is my kind of film. This is my kind of horror movie / thriller. It's like a horror thriller. Like, it's not like a straight horror film because there's a dramatic story. It's also about this family and how they survive, how they communicate with each other and stuff. It's about the relationship of this family as well, but it's also about the creatures and stuff, and then surviving from these creatures and stuff. And yeah, the wife is like, she's pregnant and stuff, and then there's like a really dark scene when she has to, go into labor and shit. They kind of showed that in the trailers. I wish they did not show that, because it's a really intense scene. But yeah, it's a survival movie, but it's also a story about this family. And I fucking loved every second of A Quiet Place. This is easily one of the best films of the year. This is probably my favorite film of the year so far. I loved it. When it came to everything, it blew me away. The performances are all fantastic. John Krasinski, he's such a good actor in this movie. I've always liked John Krasinski, like The Office and stuff. Even in 13 Hours, a pretty good Michael Bay movie, he's really good. And any romantic comedies he is in, even if some of them suck, like License to Wed, he's still really good. He's always the best part of a bad film. Like, a lot of good actors, and yeah, he was so good in this movie. Like, anytime he has to show, legit fear, I bought it. I bought that this husband and this father was legit scared out of his wits. Like, there's some scenes he is just downright terrified. I felt terrified for him. Like, I was feeling terrified because seeing him this terrified made me terrified, and yeah, he's so good in this movie, and I loved him. I loved his character, too. I loved his survival instincts, his traits and stuff. I like how he teaches his kids and his wife all these certain things, and I loved his character in this movie, and I really loved his performance. Emily Blunt, I think, might have been the show stealer. She's an amazing actress, and she's so good. She's so likable. She's very charismatic. I like her as a mother. I also love her survival instincts and stuff. She's not a stupid character. There is moments that characters in this movie do stupid things, but all in all, most of these characters aren't that stupid, and I really enjoyed Emily Blunt, and I thought she gave a truly compelling performance. In the scene when she has to go in labor and stuff is a really good scene, really well acted scene. And John Krasinski's direction is absolutely perfection. Just like Jordan Peele did with Get Out last year, John Krasinski directed an incredibly intense thriller / horror film. He really, I can't wait to see what movie he does next, because he is a truly talented director. Such a well-directed film. It's well shot. The sound design is absolutely incredible. And yeah, I loved it. I was on the edge of my seat from the moment this movie started. It was so intense. It was creepy, so unsettling, amazingly directed. Well done, John Krasinski. It's a really well-written film, too, and I just gotta say, you better go see this movie with a very quiet audience, because this movie, like, it's called A Quiet Place for a reason. This is a very silent, very quiet movie, and even, like, footsteps or popcorn crunching, it will just take you right out of the film, because this is such a quiet movie. So pray that you go see this movie with a very silent and very quiet audience. I did, and that's what made the experience all the more thrilling and enjoyable. I loved everything about this movie. Cinematography, the direction, the performances, music, the sound, the editing, everything about this movie knocked it out of the park for me. And this is easily one of my favorite horror films I've seen in quite some time. And yeah, I loved it. I highly recommend A Quiet Place if you love intense thrillers and horror films. You'll have a blast with this movie. So yeah, check A Quiet Place out. It's amazing. On a scale of 1 to 10, I'm going to give A Quiet Place a 10 out of 10. Easily one of my favorites of the year. Probably my favorite of the year so far. And yeah, so good. So yeah, that was my review for the movie A Quiet Place. So in the comment section below, please tell me, are you going to go see this movie A Quiet Place? And if you have, give me your thoughts and opinions. Did you like this movie? Did you hate this movie? Do you think it's overrated? Do you think it's one of the greatest horror films you've seen this decade? Give me your thoughts and opinions. Comment below. Let me know. And as always, for this video, please like, subscribe to this channel, and join the dark side.